Hello and welcome to another episode of Tower Duo. So, once again, I am here with Connor, and we are going to be talking about the major news that has been announced actually several days ago now, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really expect us to be on time, seeing how our upload schedule has been with this whole podcast. But here we are, we're ready to go.
Yeah,
And
it's more of a show than a podcast, though.
oh yeah, well, true, true. Um, but yeah, no,
You're what?
I'm pretty.
You froze. Your connection froze. This is not good. Is it my side or
Sorry
is it your side? This is not good.
to talk about this. I definitely, and we could reshoot it. It's fine. Like, what am I doing?
You were just like lagging, and then you went at double speed to like catch up to real time.
Are we good now?
Yeah, we're good now.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
um.
sometimes technical difficulties are a thing. I'm using my campus Wi-Fi, which is
Yeah.
what it is.
I mean, yeah, I'm using mine too. Mine's like
So,
on and off all the time.
so between two campus Wi-Fi's, things are gonna be
Yeah.
not the best all the time.
Nope.
Okay.
You got that. But desperate times call for desperate measures, so here we are.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, so like I was saying, yeah, I've definitely researched both of these games a lot.
Okay.
Watched the trailers quite a few times.
Okay.
I've probably done more research on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, though. Because, you guys probably know.
Those are the high risk games that have more potential to go wrong. Whereas if the Legends of Arceus goes wrong, then we just won't have a good. It's like we already have a more of a sense that that's going to be better. So let's just get right into it. What do we want to talk about first?
Well, I mean, we can talk about what we saw in the trailer, which was kind of not very much. Like
No, it wasn't.
the two notable things that we saw in the trailer were the underground and union rooms.
Yeah.
And I guess it's also worth noting that I can confirm this because I watched the trailer several times. There was not a single thing in that trailer that is exclusive to Platinum. Like, it was all Diamond and Pearl things.
There is actually, so I've watched some other people's analysis videos, so I know
Oh, really?
that yeah, there is one NPC that is exclusive to Platinum that gives you an
Wait,
item required to unlock. I don't know if it's Deoxys or some other. Um, I don't remember. I think it's Deoxys. It might be
no,
Arceus.
it's not Deoxys, I don't think.
No,
Wait,
it's just
where?
there's
What
one
is it?
NPC. Um,
I'm kind of surprised that I looked at the trailer multiple times.
well,
Like, I was like scanning for things too.
yeah,
Was it Looker?
no,
Like, can you in Jubilife or something? No, okay.
no, it wasn't that. It was just a random NPC. And they were like, this NPC gives you an item that's necessary to obtain I don't know which legendary mythical
Wait,
it
wait, wait.
was.
Was it the girl in Floroma?
Yep.
That's in Diamond and Pearl. She's in that. She
Okay.
just doesn't give you the item. I'm pretty sure anyway.
I
I don't
think
know. I'm not positive on that, but
yeah.
I have Shaman. I caught it with like the Void glitch, and so I got a Shaman,
Shaman.
and I was like, oh,
Okay.
cool. I want to get like the alternate form. And so I looked it up, and it was like, yeah, you have to talk to this girl. And so I did.
Okay.
She didn't give me anything. I was like, what the heck? And it was like, yeah, it's also exclusive to Platinum. So I'm pretty sure she's in Diamond and Pearl.
Okay. So maybe the thing that I saw wasn't the most accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I could be wrong, though.
Okay. So far we know that. We know basically the only things that I really know is it was like you can walk diagonally now, but we're gonna cut you down from two screens down to one screen because obviously
Yeah.
it's a switch.
Rip the Poke Tech. Like, I looked on the character's model,
Yeah.
like in battle, and they have like a band,
Hmm.
but it's like literally just like it's just a band.
Yeah, it's
Like,
literally just it was explained as like the thing that Dunn has, at least like in battle, is it's just designed to be closer to anime Dunn. It's
yeah,
like that's
okay, that
it.
makes sense. Yeah, I mean,
And it's like,
I compared it to like
yeah.
their actual renders, and I think both of them do have a band on one of their arms,
Oh yeah.
have the Poketech on their other arm.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
But in the game, I didn't see anything about
Yeah.
Poketechs. Although there were clowns,
Mm-hmm.
and the clowns in Jubilife City,
Yeah.
uh, you talk to them and they ask you questions, and then if you answer all the questions right, you get a Poketech. So
Yeah. I at least made it that far
I
into
could,
the game. I know that.
like I know I'm the one person in the entire world who cares about the Poketech, but I
Mm-hmm.
freaking love that thing.
I bet there's a bunch of people that just don't voice that they really like it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's just it's so handy to have.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's such a massive help for like EV training because you can just like use the counter app to just count all the
Mm-hmm.
EVs you have.
Hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's that. I feel like they'd have to like do like a split screen in order to make that work.
Yeah, no, I was thinking it would like come up like you could
Hmm.
pause the game and then it would just like you would look at your Poketech and then it would be
Oh,
like all the menus and then
yeah.
also the Poketech would be there too, but
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, if you're trying to interact with the, if you're trying to actually interact with it, then you kind of need to like stop what you're doing. I mean, you can like
Yeah.
probably like hold down a button on the D-pad and just walk,
Oh yeah.
but
No, like yeah. For sure.
besides that, I don't know. You can do too
I don't know.
much.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is the Poketech being the pause menu, which would be really cool. That would
Hmm.
be like super awesome.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, what can you really do?
If they make it like how they did the boxes in Let's Go, where you can sort of access them from anywhere, and just
Yeah.
like, but like not boxes. Like instead, it's that thing, and make it like a super quick and easy menu button.
Oh yeah. No, that would be nice.
Hmm. So one thing that I sort of had on my mind is the when and the where of Legends Arceus of that village.
Oh yeah, true. Well, I kind of I looked through like the Sinnoh region, just like the map,
Yeah.
and like there's not that many cities I feel like that would actually like be in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one thing that really caught my eye.
Yeah.
Like so, in the town map, like each thing you can like view a description of them.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't remember the city. What the name of this city is? It's like a really small town, and it's like historic.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a shrine there, and it said that that shrine has been there for like a really long time on the map thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know. I could probably pull it up right now
Yeah.
if you give me a sec. Yeah, I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
you can pull stuff up because I am screen recording. I can't exactly pull stuff up. I can pull stuff up on my phone. Um, what I was thinking, and this is again based on like a YouTube video that I watched, is that it's Eterna City. You know, like Eternal, like it's kind of been there for a while.
Ow. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, Eterna City. Yeah, no, that city is also.
It has
city.
like the straight path. It has like the basically the gate at the front. And it's just you know.
Yeah, no, like shoot, I'll just read the map descriptions.
Okay. Yeah, then you can tell me which town it is. Um,
Okay, so for Eterna City, it says an old city that shows fading and almost forgotten vestiges of ancient history.
yeah, that's also the city with the Diapelkia statue. I have to call
Hmm.
it that because it can't be determined which one it is.
Yeah.
Although that's going to be a lot harder now
Yeah. Well, I mean, they showed it
because,
in the trailer.
hmm?
They showed that statue in the trailer
Yeah,
for the remake.
right. Hmm.
All right, but the one that I was talking about was a Celestic town.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a tiny town that preserves the history of Sinnoh and the old ways of life.
Hi. Isn't that where Cynthia's grandma is from?
Yeah,
Right. I.
and it says in the center of the town is a small shrine that dates back to ancient times.
Hmm.
So obviously that
Yeah.
has to make an appearance.
Yeah, but it I feel like it's not the right shape. Like that city is not the right shape. Like that's more of like a box
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
sort
you're
of a
talking about like
valley.
the starter town, what that would be.
Your starter town is. See, I'm going based on the fact that like in the trailer, it's shown to us like there's one street with like two
Mhm.
rows of houses.
True. I mean, yeah, there's definitely nowhere I can think of, like no city
Yeah.
that's formatted like that, except I don't know. It's not maybe Salacian.
Hmm.
Like you can drive right through it on your bike.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, I'd say that's the probably the biggest one. But that's not really
Right. And of
a
course,
city.
um, like buildings can be like torn down and replaced and stuff.
Yeah,
So if
true.
we look at Celestia and how there's I'm looking at a picture, there's like this one big road, and there's
Hmm.
some gaps. Like there's the Pokemon Center, there's the one house, then there's the
Yeah.
one bigger house. There's some gaps which clearly could be like, hey, this could have been like a plot. There could have been a house there back in whenever, and that might be the next question to answer is the
True.
when.
Yeah, and Salacian is kind of like a farming town. Like it's kind of filled with a bunch of like cowboys and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know. That description
But what I'm
says,
thinking though is, wouldn't a town that existed that long ago
mhm.
be a bit bigger by now? I don't know. Like like
I don't know. It's not like towns always get bigger.
well that's true.
Like the people could have moved off to like Jubilife or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I feel like small towns tend to stay roughly the same size, but I feel like once something crosses from like a town to a city, like in the real world and in Pokemon, then that means that it's going to accrue population. It's going to get bigger over time because like there's going to be more things in there than just your average town, so it's going to get bigger. That means it's going to be even more additional things to do than just a regular place. Like
Yeah.
so it sort
Hmm.
of
Yeah,
grows
that's
over
a
time.
fair point. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I can't really think of any town other than Salacian that could be like that.
Okay.
Because a lot of towns in this game are like on the water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I wouldn't think it would be. All right, I'm going to go through them all. So it definitely wouldn't be Twin Leaf. At least I don't think. And then it's not Sand Gem because that's next to a beach. It's not Jubilife. And Canalave is a port town.
Since you can't see since you can't see Mount Coronet from the gate, the angle that we get,
Yeah,
that eliminates all those angles.
true. Yeah,
So
Celeste would line up right.
for what?
Like you wouldn't see Mount Coronet from the Celestian Road.
Mm-hmm.
It would be to the left of it,
Mm-hmm.
or I mean, I guess to the right, depending on which
Yeah.
where the
Which
camera
way
is.
are you going?
Yeah. I don't know. It could be like Orberg City, but I don't know. Like, there's not really any grass there, though.
Anymore.
True.
Biomes change.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing with Orbird is all of its like natural resources
Right.
are kind of like being used. Like it's a big like mining operation there.
Yeah.
So that maybe like they
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
doing mining, that's why there's no grass. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's meant to be like a big old industrial. What's interesting? Okay, so I'm just looking at more pictures. Like there's like a bunch of layers. Like they're sunk deep into the ground.
Deep into the ground.
Well, yeah, because if you look like all surrounding the city, there's like a ton of tiles of whatever whatever um of just like ground,
Yeah.
and you have to go down a substantial difference.
Hmm.
You have to go,
Inter-
yeah.
I
So
mean,
there could have
that
been
kind
like
of
natural stuff there at one point in time, and then it's just not there anymore because they've mined it all out and such, which could be, which could be indicator an indicator of a really old place.
yeah. I mean, okay. I saw a video on like what the timeline of it would be.
Yeah.
Basically the conclusion of the video that I think it was like the 1880s, like not that long ago. Like it's
Hmm.
obviously based
Right.
on the 18.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we might have seen the same video.
Yeah,
Although I
was
saw
it
another video
uh
that said 400 to 500 years ago. So what? So we need to make our own speculation.
but the thing is they have like steam powered Pokeballs.
Steam powered Pokeballs, right? But the Pokemon world's technology is ahead of ours in terms
Yeah.
of like in a given year. Like if we
Yeah.
want to say in our world, 1996 was less
Mhm.
technologically advanced than the Pokemon world in 1996. In some
I mean,
ways.
that could happen, but I feel like it would be inspired by a real world time period.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we could probably. The thing though is it can't be too far in the past because Sinnoh is based on Hokkaido. Hokkaido traditionally is the home of the Ainu people. It's not actually like way back in the old days. It wasn't part of Japan.
Okay.
Japan had
Huh.
to conquer it from the Ainu.
Interesting.
Sort of how we had to conquer the West from the Native Americans.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and so, pretty much, because of that, if it was set long enough ago, it would need to be about Ainu culture, right? And so
Yeah.
and that's not the culture that we see.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We
it's
definitely
it,
see like they're dressed
yeah,
up like ninjas.
yeah.
And something tells me that's not a part of that culture.
No, it's not. Um, so then we run into the issue of I don't know the exact term, but Japan was closed off for a very long period of time.
uh Isolationism.
Yeah, yeah, isolation. But I mean, there's like a Japanese term
Oh.
that's like something with like a that would get a capital letter in English
Yeah.
that ended in 1860 something. I'm gonna save myself by saying 1860 something because I don't really. I think it was 1867,
Yeah.
but don't hang me if I'm wrong.
Well,
Um,
yeah. And that professor went
mhm.
out exploring in other regions. And if that was being practiced,
Yeah.
that wouldn't happen. Huh, that's interesting.
Hmm. If it's that closely modeled to the real world. No,
Yeah.
maybe because they're saying that that they've brought these like Gen 2, 5, and 7 starters from the other regions.
Yeah.
So it's either so long ago that the country hasn't closed off yet, or it's recent enough that it's ended
Hmm.
and foreigners are coming. I'm thinking that it's like recent enough that foreigners are allowed back into the country,
Yeah,
because
it
that'd be
has.
like that would make it a novelty that they're bringing all these technologies in. That
Mm,
creates kind of a nasty analogy if Cyndaquil is supposed to be a rat, like in the Chinese zodiac, if they're doing the Chinese zodiac, which they are for the fire starters, and Cyndaquil is the rat out of that. Um,
really?
and yeah, yes, it
Huh.
is. It's the
That,
closest thing apparently. Um,
yeah.
and if Cyndaquil is the rat out of that, and it's just been introduced to Sinnoh,
Hmm.
it, ignoring the fact that Johto's based on a part of Japan, and rats carry diseases, that has some not so great connotations if we go too far into that. So we're gonna stop.
Fair enough.
We're not gonna think too much about that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about it, and yeah, they do kind of fit in the Chinese zodiac.
yeah, they do.
Huh. Yeah, I've never heard that before. That's really interesting.
It was considered a theory until Generation 8 came out with a rabbit, and then yep, that
Yeah,
pretty much confirms it.
man, they've got to like start running out though.
Oh, they will
They did
in
a four.
Generation 12. That will be the
They
last time.
did a four. That's
And then Generation 13, they'll think about what other trends they've created and they'll make a firefighting type. And then that's the new trend that will last through the ages forever.
they're they must all always be firefighting.
Hmm.
I don't know. I like if you ask me,
Hmm.
I don't really like dual type starter evolutions.
Hmm.
Like it's cool, but at the same time, I picked a water type. Like I
Hmm.
didn't pick like a water steel type. I picked a water type.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like it's like this information, and if I had known this, I would have been able to make a better decision when I picked my
Oh,
starter.
yeah.
But I don't know.
Hmm.
It is kind of cool though, just like having them evolve, and it's like, wow, it's this whole
Yeah.
brand new type. So it could go either way.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know how I picked starters until Generation 7.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that was just always water, right?
No.
What?
No, it's always grass.
Dang it!
You were wrong.
I thought you said it was always water.
No.
Oh man, I'm the worst
No,
friend.
no, because then that forces me to get another decent ish water type for surf.
Yeah. Yeah, true. And it is kind of hard to get like a late game grass type.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're trying to get a good grass type, most of the time, you either need to have the starter or deliberately go looking for it.
All right, you know how we were talking about isolationism and all that?
Yeah.
Here's the description for Veilstone City.
Mm-hmm.
This city was made by carving out steep, rocky mountains. Its isolation limits its contact with other cities.
Hmm. So that would be the complete opposite of the village that you start in. So that's completely
Yes.
not it, because an isolationist village would not have the potentially time traveling um building.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. That's definitely not like that doesn't really matter because it says it was made out of the carvings of steep rocky mountains, which they probably don't have the technology to do at that time. So,
And the video itself shows that it's not that.
yeah.
And
Yep, true.
isn't that place in a very cold climate? So the climate isn't really gonna be, like that
Yeah.
much different
I mean,
like in the
I don't know.
past.
The thing with like everyone is always like, "Oh yeah, Sinnoh is cold," but
Hmm.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of cold places,
Yeah.
but like it has beaches.
Yeah.
Like there's a
Well.
beach by Banjum, and they also have like I mean, I guess two of the lakes are cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, the east of Sinnoh is
Yeah.
more cold, and then the west is more hot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, beaches do not automatically mean warm.
Yeah.
People swimming in a beach comfortably automatically means warm.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you can fight swimmers.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely a thing.
All right. Here's map descriptions.
Yeah. Oh, more match
Route
descriptions. Yeah.
19, which is a water route.
Yeah.
So a beautiful white sand beach, only 5 seconds on foot from Sandjump Town. A pleasant breeze blows from the sea.
Okay. So that's probably a warm place. Yeah. So
Then,
maybe
okay,
we're a little bit too hard on our stereotypes on
and then Route
Pokemon
220,
regions.
which is a water route right in front of the one that you just heard of.
Mm-hmm.
The sea here is perfect for swimming, with gentle winds and tides.
Mm-hmm.
There are sandbars for resting too.
Well, there's a lot of reasons that could be. First of all, do we even know that North is up on the map of Sinnoh? And if we do, is it just conjecture? Because with Mount Coronet, Mount Coronet could be blocking, that's what it would be, is blocking colder temperatures. I shouldn't be talking about this. I don't really know. Anyhow, we should probably move on to the, I don't know, proper Diamond Pearl remakes, because it's been like half an hour. So
yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Well, I guess I can start. So,
Mm-hmm. Also, you're barely in frame.
I saw a lot of people are disappointed that there's not like platinum stuff, but they've got a lot of time,
Yeah.
to reveal stuff. So, I feel like what we got in the trailer, like, doesn't indicate that we're not going to get platinum stuff.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think that they wouldn't reveal that stuff on the first day of the reveal. They're gonna give it to us gradually. You can't just put everything out there, because then there's nothing left to speculate about. And the more speculation the game gets, the more hype it gets. And the more hype it gets, the more people are gonna buy both of the games.
Yep. Yeah, no, I feel exactly the same. So I don't know. I'm holding out hope that we're gonna get platinum stuff. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have been so nice if they just remade platinum.
No, they want to go with their 2-game strategy. They want to sell 2 games.
I understand that they want to go with the 2-game strategy, but if you ask me, like Diamond and Pearl, while I wouldn't call them rushed, I would call them unfinished.
Well, yeah, they are unfinished by literal definition of a game being finished when it's finished. It is not finished yet. This makes me a little bit scared in case they make Platinum into a paid DLC.
That would be weird.
Like they add in they open the battle tower,
but you have to get like a frontier pass.
But you have to get invited.
Yeah.
Which we all know what invited means in terms of Pokemon.
Man, yeah, you might be onto something there. That is something that they could do, which isn't the worst case scenario.
Yeah, great on marketing, but they should just throw it in there.
Yeah, no.
Imagine if they made like better graphics than DLC, like a DLC that just includes a one button in the setting for realistic graphics. I would not personally buy that. I would just stick with it the way it was.
Yeah. We haven't even talked about the graphics, have we?
Yeah, yeah. That's a thing. The
Yeah.
thing is,
So, all
like,
right.
the
Yeah.
argument that I've heard is that it's that chibi graphics are the rule, not the exception, and they basically show like going all the way back to Red and Blue.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was, and then you get into the battle, and your character goes from this tall to this tall
Yeah.
in battle, and that's just the style of Pokemon. And we didn't really complain about it because it was just like, well, that's what the hardware could do. There's only so many pixels on the screen. You don't want your character taking up 90% of the screen, so it's
Yeah.
that size.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and obviously, you really don't want your character taking up 90% of the screen.
No, you don't.
um,
But you see, with the Switch,
yeah,
you have the bigger
right.
screen.
Yes. We had the bigger screen. But then there's like still a question of like angular size. We don't want your character to take up too much, like as a percentage of like the space available. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's some things that like would be dramatically hindered by having it in a maybe closer in camera angle.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Like, so they've said so many times,
Yeah.
like, faithful remake, nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like, they really drove that point home
They did.
that it was a remake of Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
And so basically, like, everything except for diagonal walking, of course, is exactly the same. Like, the camera angle is the same.
Yeah.
And like we're saying, yeah, like I compared like the chibi style of graphics that they had to like the actual sprites in the game. And yeah, no, the proportions are very similar.
Yeah. Yeah, what's really weird is that they give it to another company to develop. Like I
Yeah.
feel like that is an I don't know what color flag. I don't think it's a red flag, but I think it's a colored flag.
Uh-huh.
That it's like what exactly is going on? Because
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like
I-
what they've
I-
sort of pushed themselves into is like a 3-year generation cycle. But you only get a remake in even numbered generations.
Yeah.
At least we're in an even numbered generation right now. Basically, you get a main game and then a plus. I'm gonna say a plus game,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
and then
I don't
you
know.
get. Well, what even is this like? Let's go, and then something else. Right. You know what? Let's go backwards.
Yeah.
No. Let's look at the full cycle. So I'm trying to write this on the side. No, wait. Sword and Shield were 2019 games, but then
Yeah.
so we didn't even get. So there's always gonna be a gap year in between
Wait, what
things.
do you mean?
Like there was a year of nothing. Like 2020 was the year of nothing. But,
Yeah.
we didn't get a new game in November, which might just be a pandemic thing. It's like, well, they had to not develop a game so hard. Maybe that's why this game is like they chose to go with this graphical art style because of the pandemic, and it just wasn't going to be able to be good enough in time with like a better art style. I don't know.
I mean, maybe, but
That sounds the closest to an excuse
yeah.
out of all of the arguments, because I feel like the art style has to be pretty early on in development. Probably early enough to not.
Yeah, a lot of the characters don't look all that great, I've got to say.
But they've got time. They've got time to polish and refine.
They do, but like I don't know. The thing with that is that's what people always say, and then the game comes out and it's exactly the same.
Yeah, that's what
Like,
Sword and Shield
people
was.
Sword and Shield. That's what people said with like Mystery Dungeon DX. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but no, it was the same thing.
Yeah. And I think that Legends Arceus does a lot of redeeming in terms of like really splitting Pokemon games into your two camps. Like, do people really want to just play through basically the exact same thing again, having played it X amount of times, or do they want like a true remake that like redoes everything?
Yeah.
So I think that they're going based on their last remakes, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and it both changed enough and not enough at the same time, and removed things that people were upset about them removing. Notably, one very specific thing, and people kind of upset about that. And so now, since then, Pokemon has realized that they kind of have two fan bases. They have legacy fans, which are people that have played Pokemon for a while and such. And then they have the original target, people that are the age of the original target audience now.
Yeah.
And they want everyone to buy a copy of something.
But I feel like it's worth noting that they're making a lot more money.
Yeah.
Off the second group that you mentioned.
Off the legacy.
No, not the legacy.
Off
like,
the
new people coming
target audience.
Yeah, the target audience.
Off the new people. Off the
just
kids.
Because of just like maybe the legacy people are more into the games, while the new people are more into like everything else.
That is true. I also think that and of course we are not helping this cause because we are legacy players. But I think it's that the legacy players are by far more vocal, by far like the very vocal minority. And so that the perception of the Pokemon fandom is that it's generally older than it actually probably is for the
I
majority
definitely agree with you
of
there.
the player base, right?
Although, like, I don't know. Like, I played through Sword and Shield, and I feel like if you compare that to a game like Mario Odyssey, like, let's say I played Sword and Shield and I've never played a Pokemon game before, and I'm, like, like 10 years old or something, and then I compare that to, like, Mario Odyssey. I just feel like there's just so much more, like, I don't know, creative touch in a game like Mario Odyssey compared to Sword and Shield. And so I don't know if I would be drawn into Pokemon by a game like that. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, if Sword and Shield got you into Pokemon, sound off in the comments.
Yeah. I don't necessarily know that Sword and Shield were the games for getting people into Pokemon. I think they're games for getting people into Pokemon, X and Y, and then after that phased out, they sort of wait around for a little, and then Let's Go, and then they're gonna do it again with Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl.
Yeah.
Those are your get more people interested in the franchise games.
I mean, the thing with remakes, though, is, like, by nature, they're supposed to appeal to legacy players.
Right. And then there's just sort of just redirecting legacy players to go out and get the Arceus game, but the thing is they're being very shrewd in making that the last game to come out, right? That's not going to come out until next year.
That won't come out until
So we won't want to wait for Legends Arceus. So we're just gonna get the new games.
I don't know. Maybe their thought process on that is legacy players are going to get it because it's a remake of Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
And casual players are going to get it because
it's the casual Pokemon game.
Yeah. because it the looks of it appeals to them.
Yeah.
I guess that.
Yeah. And then all the new fans are gonna realize that it's basically just a prequel, and however much they know, a prequel is interesting, because nothing like this has ever been done before. The longest ago that any Pokemon game is conceivably set is Generations 1 and 3, which take place at the same time before anything else.
Yeah.
There are no, you know, in which Pokemon game is there a flashback cutscene? Not that there ever should be, and no, the answer is no, there never has been, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, no.
It's because you play as someone who's not all that old. If you played as an adult, like if your character was an adult, then there could be a thing that like explain like why they started to do this. I think,
and also
I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
okay,
talk.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say, I think that first of all that Legends Arceus has basically no chance of doing this. Second of all, I think that it'd be really cool, like if there was a game where you, the player, end up as like a gym leader or something, and like you're coming to the Pokemon League from the other perspective.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it would work, because I doubt it would sell very well, because it would really only appeal to legacy players that have.
So, like, you're saying, like, a game where you're not just like a kid starting a journey, like you actually have like a backstory.
Yeah. Like you've already started your journey a long time ago, but you're not a champion grade player. Or maybe you are, because the gym leaders are probably pretty good. They all have teams that are capable of maybe not champion level, but maybe coming close at least to beating like E4, I would imagine. And so maybe it's like going more in the direction of like how they had you like make like a league card and like have a history with the Pokemon League. Like that sort of thing, like that. And maybe it seems to kind of be a rule, like unless you for some reason file for an exception, you have to have a monotype team, or a generally monotype team, or a looks like it should be monotype team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a really interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. If it's not a spin-off, I can't see them doing it.
Yeah. If it was a spin-off, I think I would get that spin-off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you don't usually get spin-offs, right?
No, I don't. I have Minecraft to play.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, so here's a pretty important question.
Yeah.
So is Diamond and Pearl, like, obviously it has Pokemon that aren't in Sword and Shield, right?
Right.
So what does that mean for VGC?
Maybe it just goes back to the way things were. Because there was a VGC back then.
Yeah.
People remember how to do that. Maybe the people that have aged out of that have uploaded YouTube videos on how to succeed at that. It's definitely, however many Pokemon you take away, unless it's all of them, there's still going to be a viable competitive meta. Some things will be broken, some things will be the opposite of broken.
Yeah, I guess. But, like, I don't know. Like, when Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out, they were like, all right, we're just going to... Like, the VGC was like, okay, we're ignoring this.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to only have Kanto Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I don't know. I feel like if the Diamond and Pearl remakes just don't have Gen 5 and above Pokemon, I feel like, it's not really going to be a competitive thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
is going to put it like on the same level as Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
I think that the number of Pokemon that are going to be able to be in those games is going to be much higher than the amount that is going to be obtainable in those games. And because even with the complete platinum decks, there's still going to be things that have not been in either Sword and Shield or the DLC, or the platinum decks. So I think I don't want to say they're a shoo-in to be like absolutely going to be thrown in, but kind of they better be thrown in.
It would be really nice if they were just like, all right, you know what? We've had like 3 years or something like that, somewhere around 3 years.
Yeah.
To have the entire Pokédex in the game. And you know what? We actually did it. Wouldn't that be cool? Or they just say, oh yeah, the reason that we cut the national decks isn't because we were like short on animation time.
Yeah.
It was because we wanted to steal your money by making
gradually build up to it. I mean,
paid subscription. Okay.
Could it? Yeah. I think they could definitely pull a smash with everyone's here, and do that.
Yeah. Everyone is here, the Pokemon edition. Not even like, obviously I don't want it to be like, okay, you can catch every single Pokemon in the game. No, I just want to be able to transfer my Pokemon from home into the game. Yeah. And that is all right.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
I think, cutting in half just to like rebuild it back up later is a very like long-term stylistic decision. It's like they aren't actually. This is just a temporary lull, just to make people angry and then make them unangry. Because I think that people will be if people. If it had never been cut, like people would be like this amount angry, or this amount satisfied if you just here's previously and then here's now. But if you make it first go down and make people get really angry about the franchise, and then if you bring everything back, I think that what that's gonna do is it's gonna go like the line that I've added now. It's going to be like this. It's going to go down and then exceed where it was. And then by the time they move around to Gen 9, it's going to be really good. Although, I keep thinking maybe they're, taking a little hit on this to make the next games just the most amazing thing ever. And each time they do that, my expectation for the supposedly the really good one that's coming just gets even higher.
Yeah. No. Oh yeah.
And if they're saving all of their, and at a certain point, it's not going to make sense because a game only takes so long to develop, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe tomorrow they'll out of nowhere, halfway through it'll be announced and it'll be literally the greatest, most realistic game that has ever existed, and that's why it's been forever.
Yeah, and you can visit every single region, just all of them. You start off in Kanto.
And you find out where the region. No, you probably still wouldn't find out where all the regions are relative to each other. You'd probably just go a cutscene. And not be able to see the whole map.
Dang.
No. If they're waiting on that, or
no, they just have a region map, just the entire Pokemon world. Oh my god.
That would if that was ever canon, that would be amazing. Or maybe they're just waiting. Maybe they're just waiting, and by the time they get around to Generation 5 remakes, it'll be like you'll suddenly realize that now the region is not just based on like the New York area, but it's based on the entire country.
Whoa.
At the level of detail that Unova already is.
Yeah.
And it's just 100. There's there's probably like a cap at like 256. And so 256 towns. You can go to the Alola region. Should you desire?
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's just the biggest region. No, they wouldn't do that.
But what if it's?
No, what if? Yeah. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, that yeah. I don't know. I feel like if Pokemon kind of just stays stagnant and doesn't do anything big, like let's say they reveal nothing new in between now and when the games come out for Diamond and Pearl, and it's literally just Diamond and Pearl with updated graphics, and that's it.
I thought you were gonna say like if they don't reveal any of the things and then every feature that they add to those is new.
That'd be hype. I'm telling you, that would be like that's horrible marketing, but I would love that. Like, okay, when the game comes out,
it's horrible launch day marketing, but I think it's excellent immediately after launch marketing. Although I don't know if this. No, they can't scalp this game because you could just get the digital download.
Yeah. True.
Right.
True.
Although I like to have boxes and the physical thing.
Yeah, no, I like getting physical copies because it doesn't take up storage space, which is something the Switch does not have.
No.
But yeah, and I like the boxes. Boxes are nice. Like Mystery Dungeon DX, I bought that physically, and I'm so glad I did the box.
Yeah, and and the boxes of the Switch Pokemon games, like you open them up and it's a map of the region. Doesn't matter if you've just started your adventure and you've only been to 2 towns, you can see the whole region. You can see all the things.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah. And that's when you're going to be paying attention to the box, is at the beginning, when you're still in the return window.
I don't know about that.
Making sure that everything is perfect. I don't know. No, I kind of just made that up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I look at the box like when I'm kind of finished with the game.
Yeah.
I think I do it before I play it. But that's just me.
I look at the box before I play.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. When I was like a kid, and I would like stare at the box on the car ride home.
Yeah.
But like now I don't really have that, and I want to play it like as soon as possible. So I don't really look at the box.
I always contemplate. What I do is I contemplate doing an unboxing video. Then I realize that I don't have a suitable channel to put that on, and I just go, nope, not doing that. and I put the box somewhere.
Man, speaking of which, there have been a few unreleased episodes of Tower Duo. Just to put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean they're kind of irrelevant at this point.
Yeah.
Which is why we didn't post them to begin with, or like something went bad when we filmed them.
Yeah. There have been a couple failures. We don't need to continue to talk about those. Maybe now that we know what's coming next, what do you think is coming next? Just as sort of like a last thing before we end.
Next.
Yeah. So
like, I feel like a fully fledged game is next on the list. Like for main series anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know what I think is very possible?
What?
I think they might do another Pokemon Colosseum or XD game. Like just at that style. Which I feel like would be really, really good. if
Yeah.
they pulled it off the same way
Yeah, I mean, the
that it looked
Switch
like.
is as much of a home console as it is a handheld.
Yeah.
So they could,
Like they haven't done any of those games since Generation 3.
yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like that's very possible that that could happen. But I don't know. Game Freak themselves, I see them releasing like Let's Go Johto and just Generation 9 that
Yeah.
isn't like that isn't going to be very well received from the legacy players,
Yeah.
but the
I think
casual.
I think that every Pokemon release going forward is going to be more controversial than the last.
Yeah. Well,
And
honestly, since Gen 5 and honestly even Gen 4, like it wasn't well received right.
Yeah, you're saying it wasn't. I'm just wondering, like, I'm really trying to think about like when, like, what was the first Pokemon game to not be just like universally praised. I mean, nothing is universally praised, but like
Yeah.
not just like overwhelmingly well received by the community, where it's not just like so controversial like nowadays.
Mm.
Like
I don't know.
so
Like I heard a few people say that like they were like into Pokemon and then Gen 4 came out and it was like, "Oh wow. Like it's new." Like I don't know. I feel like people kind of have a thing inside them that rejects something that's new.
yeah,
So like that's why like when Mega Evolutions first came out,
yeah,
I thought that was so dumb. I was like, why the heck would they give Charizard an evolution? That doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. He's already fully evolved. Like
Yeah.
that just didn't make any sense to me. But now I'm like, oh yeah, Mega Evolutions are cool.
yeah. I mean that's totally the thing. It's like people say like back when Megas first came out, I was like, what? We don't need this. And then now it's like, bring them back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I don't know. I'd say definitely like Gen 5 obviously wasn't very well received when it first came out.
It was
But,
not, and now it's like the fan favorite.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was the good old days before 3D.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I definitely think 3D was
Before the mega times.
point for I would say it's a turning point for effort in Pokemon games.
Oh, that's absolutely true. Gen 5 is the peak of putting in effort to make the games. And then
exactly.
just like then they were like, all right, we need to keep the franchise going.
Let's burn them out.
Yeah. They sort of made the plot and stuff as complex and interesting as they were willing to make it, and they're like, wait a minute, we just made this too interesting. We need to stop. And so they really stopped. And it's taken until Generation 8 for them to build, I'm not even going to say build it back up to where it was, but build it back up to like, okay, it's interesting and a little bit complex, the Darkest Days.
Yeah, I feel like Gen 8 crafted a good world.
Yes.
I'd say that's probably the best thing that it did.
Yes. It's one of like in terms of like number of historical events that we know of, I think Galar has more than most regions.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as much as like Sinnoh.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, Sinnoh just kind of did a lot of things to give a lot of insight on that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of the main focus of Sinnoh at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is why Sinnoh was a good start for Legends.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question. So we know that like obviously in the real world, technology up until very recently, technology has spread slowly. Like, it'd be invented one place, but have to move gradually. Like gunpowder had to move from like China in like the 800s or 900s to like the Ottomans in like 1,000 years ago to finally to the Europeans less hundreds of years ago, and then finally to the Americas even fewer centuries ago. So I think I'm trying to wonder like because isn't there like this guy who's like old in the Johto games, but like remembers like the early days of the Pokeball with like making them out of like apricorns?
I don't know.
I feel like there's like a guy that like talks about the development of the Pokeball.
Yeah, I can't think of any. I know. Well, Kurt's the guy who makes them out of apricorns.
Oh, Kurt.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he doesn't go into history about him.
Okay. Okay.
At least not in Heart Gold.
Oh, maybe it's from some other source, some
Yeah.
other source set in Johto, which could be the anime, could be something like that. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? There's so many different things in like. There's so many different sources of Pokemon, quote unquote canon.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, if it's in the anime, that doesn't mean it's canon in the games.
And then some people will say that the anime is the highest form of canon. I say Harry Potter has this problem too. I say, and Star Wars, all the big franchise, multimedia franchises had this problem. I say whatever the original version is. So for Pokemon, the games were first. Therefore, the games are the highest form of canon. And Harry Potter is the books. Marvel is the comic books.
Yeah.
And that. That is the highest form of canon. If something contradicts that original source, then it's lower down on the canon tier. So popularity isn't really factored in.
Yeah, yeah, and if you ask me, like with the Pokemon anime, there's so many inconsistencies in that
Oh yeah.
that I don't know. I can't like take it totally seriously when I watch it.
It's not meant to be taken totally seriously.
Yeah, this is true.
The only way to take it seriously is to like analyze its animation, think about but not too much about the plot.
Yeah. I don't know. In the anime, let me tell you, status conditions are OP.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But anyhow, what I was getting to is what we know the Alola region has the newest Pokemon League. What do we think has the oldest Pokemon League? And do we think that like Pokemon training spread gradually as a technology or as a culture? You know, is it something that is like culturally has an origin in one specific region, and then sort of spread from there, and now everyone does it?
I'll be honest, I don't really know all that much about the Pokemon timeline.
Okay, yeah, I think of this as a very speculative thing, because I don't think we have enough proof to say one way or another.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
I'm sure there's a guy out there you could ask who's informed.
Oh yeah. Maybe there is like you can put enough conjecture together to get an absolute answer.
Yeah.
Let's think about it. So if we're trying to think about what is the oldest Pokemon League, it would have to be definitely that there would have been multiple champions, because we know that Galar exists and Galar has had multiple champions for extended periods of time. So not just like Blue becomes the champion one day and then you're the champion the next day, and then by 3 years later it's not you anymore. Clearly, you know, we're not talking that. So
yeah.
I think that there has to have been like some. We could indicate age maybe by like some institutional change that's happening. So like one I can think of is like in Kanto, for instance.
Yeah.
The Saffron City Gym has been replaced. Sabrina Gym is now recognized, whereas it wasn't before.
Huh. Yeah, so that would speak to
Yep.
it being around longer.
Right. But then again, that is. I'm wondering if because we know that like you said it was Kurt was his name that was like making the Pokeballs.
Yeah.
And so that leads me to believe that the Indigo League is newer because maybe they don't have all the official resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna put forth that maybe Gower could be one of the oldest leagues because it's existed for long enough to have multiple champions. It's existed for long enough for there to be several gym leader changes. It's existed for long enough for a gym leader who retires at the age of 88 to have been there since I think it's 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
When did Opal start being a gym leader? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
But point is, it was several decades ago.
Yeah, no, you might be onto something there.
And it's been around long enough where now they have a standardized uniform. You have to wear like a number and all that. It's been around long enough that it's popular enough where there's huge crowds and established very expensive stadiums. That doesn't just pop up.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Where the champion has a ton of sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
It's old enough that at the top executive levels there's corruption.
Yeah.
I don't. There aren't a lot of groups that start out as corrupt unless that's like their deliberate intent. Like the mafia starts out corrupt, but like companies don't really start out corrupt that are like both like legal and like well intentioned.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Right. So maybe that's one candidate. Also, there are no cameos in Galar. Like there isn't like liquor. So I don't know if that means that it's set at a different time. And if it's set in the future, then maybe it's not the oldest league.
Galar is future.
You what?
Like Galar feels like it's in the future. Because like Pokemon is just like the map, like I basically mean like the gym battles.
Oh yeah.
Like the gym battles in it are just so futuristic.
Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of thing where like gym battles in every other generation, and by that I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Are pretty much the same. So I don't know if Galar is just set in the future or maybe their league is, and that would make their league oldest in terms of number of years it's been since the league was founded before the setting of the game. But maybe not the oldest in terms of year that the league was founded.
True. Yeah. I was kind of thinking like since in terms of when it was founded in correlation to the game.
Oh, you were thinking of founded X years before the game. I was thinking in terms of like founded in which year is the longest ago. Or what's your what absolute founding date is what I was trying to say.
Wait.
Do we want to try and like process of elimination our way through this or give up? I think I want to eliminate Unova because it's based on the US, which is a newer country. So I feel like even if they have the same institutions now, it's not necessarily I feel like it's still getting itself started. Maybe gym leader changes are a sign that things haven't settled in yet. But then again,
I agree with you on that one. Like I feel like we should be able to eliminate a gym. Like I don't know. Obviously, we're not going for the 100% right answer. We're going for most likely.
Yeah, for mostly. Right.
That's set in there. And I mean, obviously, we can eliminate Gen 2.
Yeah.
Because that's just kind of a sequel to Gen 1.
Yeah. That I feel like even like in the Pokemon world, like the Kanto League was there first, and then it expanded
Yeah. Mm, yeah, I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I feel like there's just no like we just don't have enough to work
Right.
with what
Yeah.
that we can really make a
Mm-hmm.
judgment.
I feel like Kalos is a pretty old region. Like they had the war 3,000 years ago.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. Oh right. You don't know any of that stuff
Yeah, I
because
was like,
you haven't played. Okay, so basically, like in Kalos, there's this guy named Az, and I don't know if he's like immortal. It's never like explicitly said because they've never explicitly said those types of things. So that's terrible writing. But like apparently, like in Kalos, there was a war 3,000 years before the game is set, and there are Pokemon that fight in that war.
whoa,
Um,
interesting.
and yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. Play those games. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah, I
Get
mean,
a
I don't
Gen
know.
6 game.
I
Get
don't
a
know if
Gen
I can
7 game.
trust 2DS because it's having trouble
Uh,
charging. So.
Having trouble charging. That might be not the best thing. So you might need to get a new 2DS or 3DS or whatever.
Yeah, I might have to. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, my phone's about to die, so
Okay.
we might want to.
Yeah, we can wrap this up if we need to. We have been going for a while.
Yeah.
I will continue to speculate about what the oldest Pokemon League is, and
Yeah.
maybe factor that into more analysis of Sinnoh. If it turns out to be Sinnoh, if it turns out to not be Sinnoh, both would
Yeah.
be interesting for the Legends Arceus game. And that is where I think we're going to cut things off for today. So that is really all we had to say. Thank you all
Yeah.
for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and click that bell icon. Tower Duo out.